Mathematics paper 2, question number 1. Now this one is further logarithms in form 3. This is a question of further logarithms form 3. So you have to change this 1 to be to log to base 10. So you know that this formula that log of a to base a is equals to 1. So you have to change this one. So meaning that log of 10 is equals to 1. So that will be log of 10 plus log of 2x minus 9 is equals to log of 3x plus 5 minus log of 2. Now, the moment you have addition of log, you know that that one is multiplication, and difference of log, that is division. So that will be log into bracket of 10 into bracket 2x minus 9 is equal to log into bracket of 3x plus 5 over 2. Suppose now to drop the logs, you drop the logs, so going to have, and then you open the brackets here, so that will be 20x minus 19 is equal to 3x plus 5 over 2. You multiply the row by 2, you're going to have 40x minus 180 is equals to 3x plus 5. So you collect the like terms, so that will be that 7x is equals to 185. You divide through by that 7. By that 7, you're going to get x as 5. Number 2, you have the mass of 2 students there, 30.5 and 36.8. So determine the least possible difference in the mass of the 2 students. Now, this mass was measured using the same instrument, because you see it was measuring to the nearest or the least possible mass that this instrument can measure is 0.1. So that gives you the accuracy, because you see it is giving mass to 1 decimal place. So and then you divide by 2, get absolute error. So that is 0.05. So you need now to get the maximum possible mass that you can measure and the minimum. So you can have a small table there. So here we have actual. So we have that 6.8 and 30.5. On this side, you have minimum and maximum. You take that 6.8 minus 0.05, going to get that 6.75, and that 6.8 plus 0.05, going to get that 6.85. And then on the other side, it is 30.5 minus 0.05, going to get 30.45. And then you add, you're going to get 30.55. So now for you to get the least possible difference, it is when you take a minimum value, subtract a maximum value. So that will be that 6.75 minus 30.55. And when you subtract this one, going to get 6.2 kilograms. Now that number 2 is under a topic of error and approximation in form 3. Number 3, make x the subject of the formula. Now this one is a topic and a formula and variation in form 3. So you need to be very careful. You see, this is small x, so do not change to capital X. You have to maintain the small x. So, and then you see you have the square root. So you're supposed to do the opposite. You square so that now you eliminate the square root because you cannot solve it when you have these square roots. So you have to eliminate it. So you have A is equals to bx over the root of x squared minus 9. So the first step is you square. You're going to square this side and you square the other side. Because it is an equation, whatever you do to the right, you have to do it to the left. So you're going to have a squared is equals to b squared x squared over x squared minus 9. The second step is you cross multiply so that you're able to remove the x squared minus 9 at the denominator. You're going to have a squared into brackets x squared minus 9 is equals to b squared x squared. So you open the brackets. You're going to have a squared x squared minus 9a squared is equals to b squared x squared. Now the second step is or the next step is that the variables that have x to be on one side of equal sign and the variable that does not have x to be on the other side. So you're going to take b squared x squared to this side. So you're going to have a squared x squared minus b squared x squared is equals to 9a squared. Of course, now you see that x is common, x squared is common, so you're going to factor it out. A squared minus b squared is equals to 9a squared. We're going now to divide through. We're going to divide by a squared minus b squared over a squared minus b squared. So these and these will cancel. So we're going to have x squared is equals to x squared is equals to 9a squared over a squared minus b squared. And because the question is you make x the subject of the formula, so meaning that you need to get x. So we're going to square both sides. We're going to have x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 9a squared over a squared minus b squared. Now this one will be equal to x is equal to plus or minus. So the square root of 9a squared, that is 3a, over the square root of a squared minus b squared. So that is the answer. Or you can continue, or can also give this one as the answer is equals to plus or minus 3a over the root of, now because now this one is the difference of two squares, so it will be a minus b into brackets a plus b. Can also give that one as the answer. Number 4. So here you have a tangent and a circle. So you're going to use a rule and a pair of compass. So we're told that it's a tangent at P and O is the center. So construct another tangent to a circle to intersect the drawn tangent at an angle of 60 degrees. So for this one, first of all, now this is a question, this is a topic called the tangent form 3. So if you have a circle and you're told to draw a tangent from a particular point, then you can only draw two tangents from this point, from external point. You can have that and this one. Now, of course, if you have the center of the circle here. Now, if you draw a line or if you draw a radius from the center of the circle to the point where the tangent touches the circle, and have this one. So you'll find, and maybe the other one on the other side, you'll find that this angle here, it will be 90 degrees. That is the property, that the radius and the tangent will make an angle of 90 degrees at a point of contact. And also down here, we're still going to have 90 degrees. Now, if you draw a line from the center to the point of intersection of two tangents, we draw a straight line. We're going to have another property that this line, it is going to bisect the angle at the point of intersection of two tangents. So we're going to find that this angle up here, if it is this angle, it is theta, then the angle below here, it will still be theta. So it will bisect that angle. And it will also bisect this angle at the center, this angle between the two radii. So we find that if this angle is beta, this other angle, it is beta. So in short, you're going to have two right angles triangles, one on top and another one down here. Now the question is that this angle here, where the two tangents are going to intersect, is supposed to have 60 degrees. So meaning that if you draw that line from the center to the point where the two tangents are going to intersect, it will bisect this 60. So you're going to have 30 on top, 30 degrees, and another 30 degrees at the bottom. Now, because now this one, it is a right angle triangle. So if here is 30, so meaning that this beta, it will be 60 degrees. So we're going now to draw that one using this property. So the first thing is we're going to draw a straight line from point P to O. Point P to O, draw a straight line to represent the radius. So that is your radius. If you measure this angle here, you're going to find that it is 90 degrees. Or if you want to be sure, you construct a perpendicular line passing through P. You find that it will pass through the center. Just come and construct a perpendicular line here. Take your compass. You construct a perpendicular line from here. So supposed to have the two arcs. You need to have that maybe on the other side. To construct a perpendicular line. Then you just draw that line passing through P. You find that you'll also pass through the center. On that. You still pass through the center because now that is the property. So you find that this angle here, it is 90. So you need now to construct an angle of 60 degrees so that now you get a line from the center to a point along this tangent. So at the center, you need to construct an angle of 60 degrees. This one, beta. So you take your compass. Take your compass to construct 60 degrees at the center. That is 60. And then you draw a line from the center passing through that point there up to the tangent. Now you'll find this angle here. This angle here, it is 60 degrees. You can take your protractor just to confirm. And here it is 30 degrees. So meaning that you're supposed not to draw another tangent from here to the circle. So there are two ways, or there are many ways of doing that. From here, you can construct 60 degrees at this point, or you construct a tangent from this point. So if you want to construct a tangent, first of all, you need to draw a perpendicular bisector of this line. Maybe I can name it, maybe line MO. This from M to O, you draw a perpendicular bisector, and then you draw another arc here. So, or you come here, you construct 60 degrees at this point to construct 60 degrees so that now you get the other tangent. So maybe I'll, let me construct 60 degrees at this point. You take your compass to put that arc. You draw a line from M okay, but that's how you're supposed to do it, I think, because of some few errors here and there, because I'm using a computer. But you can use your you can construct it. Let me try the second method. Drawing a perpendicular bisector. You draw a line. Then take your compass. Come here. So compass must be the same length as from this point of intersection to O. Must be the same length. And then put an arc. You draw a line from M through that point. Now you can do that. If you measure this angle, it will be 60, or construct 60 degrees here. Construct 60 degrees and then you draw the line. So those are two different ways of getting that answer. Number 5. Now this is a question on latitudes and longitudes. This is from 4 questions. So you told that a plane took 3 hours to fly from P. You're given the coordinates there. And Q, determine the speed of the plane in knots, correct to 2 decimal places. Now speed knots, that is a nautical mile. per hour. That is known as the knots. So meaning that you're supposed not to get the distance in terms of knot per mile. Now, the best thing is, first of all, you sketch the position. Just sketch the position. So that is our globe. And then it was flying on the northern hemisphere. It is on a northern hemisphere. And that latitude is 66.42 degrees north. And then the longitude, it was on the eastern side of the Greenwich meridian. So it was from there to somewhere there. So you have your point P here and your point Q, it is here. So these longitudes, it is 30 degrees east, and this one, it is 52.5 degrees east. So this plane was flying from P to Q. It is along the small circle. So that is the distance along the small circle. So meaning that in knot per mile. So the distance in knot per mile will be equal to 60. You multiply by the difference in longitude and then cos of theta. Now remember, this theta is the latitude. So first of all, you need to get the angular difference. That is the difference in longitude. So they are both on the eastern side. So the difference will be 52.5 minus that degrees, of course. This one I'm going to get, I think, 22.5 degrees. Yes, 22.5 degrees. So suppose now to get the distance. Now you just substitute in your formula, so that will be 60 times 22.5 cos 66.42. So use your calculator, you get that distance. So that will be 16 times 22.5 cos 66.42. We're going to get the distance as by 40 points. Yes, and then so this is the distance in knot per miles. Now the speed, we're going to divide this one by 3. So divide by 3. We're going to get 180.0131118 knots. But you're told to 1 decimal place, so that will be 180.0 knots. So that is the answer. Number 6. Now this one is trigonometric identity or trigonometric 3, that is in form 4. You're given solve 6 cos squared of x is equals to 5 sin x. And then you are given the range of values here. So you need now to solve this equation, and the best way to solve this one is using this identity that cos squared of x plus sin squared of x is equals to 1. So you have to express cos squared of x in terms of sine. So meaning that this one will be 6 into bracket. Of course, we make cos squared of x the subject. So meaning that this will go to the other side. So we're going to have 1 minus sine squared of x is equal to 5 sine of x. You open the bracket, that will be 6 minus 6 sine squared of x is equal to 5 sine of x. So going to have okay, so we're going to have minus 6 sine squared of x minus 5 sine x plus 6 is equal to 0. Of course, okay, now this one is going to form quadratic. You can say let sine of x be equal to y. So that now you form quadratic and then you solve it. You're going to have minus 6y squared minus 5y plus 6 is equals to 0. So can use formula. So y is equals to 5 plus or minus 25 plus, that is 36 times 4, 144 over negative 12. We're going to have y is equals to 5 plus or minus, that is 13 over negative 12. So the first value of y is going to get 5 plus 13 divided by negative 12. We're going to get it as negative 1.5, or y is equals to 5 minus 13 divided by negative 12. We're going to get it as 2 over 5, 2 over 3. So just need to substitute back. So you're going to have that. Remember, y represents sine. So sine of x is equals to minus 1.5. Now this one it is impossible because sine ranges from negative 1 to 1. So this one, when you use a calculator, it's going to give you a math error because now this one is past the range of sine. So this one you ignore. And then you come to the second one. It is sine of x is equals to 2 over 3. Now, meaning that because the sign of x is a positive value, so meaning that this one is either in the first quadrant or the second quadrant. So find the sine inverse of 2 over 3. So meaning that x is equals to the sine inverse of 2 over 3. So this one going to get sine inverse of 2 over 3. Going to get it as 41.81 degree. Now this one is the first quadrant. So in the second quadrant, you're going to take 180, you subtract 41.81. So meaning that x, now your solution will be x is equals to 41.81 degree or 138.19 degree. Number 7. So you have a table there, frequency distribution of 40 students. So now this one, it is these are class limits. because you have a range, it is not continuous. It is 26 to 30, 31 to 35. So these one are known as the class limits. So they are not boundaries. Now, and then you have frequency. So you're told to calculate the upper quartile mark. Now this one, it is statistics 2 in form 4. So for you to get quartiles, supposed to use the formula of median, but now because now they're asking about the upper quartile, so that will be 3/4 of summation of f. So that formula of median, now improvise it, it will be L plus 3/4 summation f minus C over f into brackets I. Now, where L is the lower class boundary of where the quartile lies, C is the cumulative frequency above where the quartile lies, and F is the frequency of where the quartile lies, and I is the class width. So you need to have cumulative frequency. So this will be 4. 4 plus 10, that is 14. 14 plus 13, that is 27. 27 plus 8, that is 35, and then that 5 plus 5, that is 40. So 3/4 of 14, you're going to get that is that. So you're going now to get the marks of the 30th student. Now the marks of the 30th student. Now the 30th student is here, lies here. That is because this one is 35. You're going now to substitute. Now the lower class boundary of where the 30th student lies will be 40.5. So that will be 40.5 plus 30 minus 27 over the frequency of where the 30th student lies, that is 8. You multiply by the class width of where the 30th student lies. So this one, it is, remember the boundaries here, it is 40.5 to 45.5. So you just need to subtract. We're going to get the class width of 5, so times 5. Or you subtract 45 minus 41 plus 1. So now you solve it. So this one, we're going to get 40.5 plus 30 minus 27 over 8 times 5. So plus 1.875. So that you're going to get 40.5. Going to get 42.5. Number 8. Now this one are known as unit vectors. This one is form 3 work, vector 2. You're given P as this one and Q. And then you're given that vector R is 2, vector P minus vector Q. Determine the magnitude of R. So this one you just substitute. Yes, you substitute and evaluate. So vector R is equal to 2. Now you have P, this 5I minus J plus 3K minus Q, it is 8I plus J, of course, plus 0K. So meaning that vector R will be equal to 10I minus 2J plus 6K. And then on the other side, you're going to have minus 8I minus J. And of course, minus 0k. You collect the like terms. So you're going to have 10i minus 8i. And then the other one it is minus 2j